All right, man. Stanley Johnson was still out there until a couple hours ago. And Toronto Raptors' answer to losing Kawhi Leonard is the former Detroit Piston, former Milwaukee Buck for a hot second. I mean, a really hot second. And former New Orleans Pelicans last season. They signed him, I think, to a 2-year deal worth like $7-8 million. But let's talk about it. Mercy Sports Talk. We're in the building. And I thought if Pistons wanted to try to make a move for Westbrook or another player, and maybe they might lose a wing or two in the deal, I thought they can like pick up Stanley Johnson. I thought he could have been an option for the Pistons, but they opted for obviously getting Tony Stale, Markieff Morris, and if they needed it, maybe they had to make a deal, for somebody. I felt that they possibly could have, brought Stanley Johnson back. It looked like Stanley Johnson will have to go overseas, but Toronto. Seeing something they like in him, he'd be in the rotation, and he was their backup plan to lose to Kawhi Leonard. Now, I've been talking about the whole Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, Russell Westbrook thing on my other channel, so check it out. Ton of content from this morning going into the afternoon about that. Goodfella Sports TV is the other channel's name. But hopefully Stanley can resurrect his career over there. I know he lost his mother, I think it's to cancer, and maybe he really never recovered. He was a guy out of Arizona that, had a ton of potential, but had a problem tapping into it. NBA ready body. I mean, he had a great, fantastic performance against LeBron. I think it was in the playoffs. He was able to defend and physically keep up with LeBron better than the majority of the league, probably not named Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and Jimmy Butler. But if he didn't answer to losing Kawhi, see how the Raptors look. We swept them 3 times this year. I think 3 or 4 times we beat them this year. And at the end of the day, they were a formidable team without Kawhi Leonard. They were. They still got Kyle Lowry, who's a big time regular season player. They did lose Danny Green. He got out of there. But, they should think about moving that franchise out of Toronto now that they got a championship, because there's no incentive for players to go up there other than, they might have a max contract to give me, but they really don't want to go up there because every time you leave and come through Canada, you got to go through customs and all that other stuff. And then they tax is very, very high in Canada. So that's one of the reasons why a ton of people don't go over there, man. And I would think they need to relocate that franchise like they did with the Grizzlies from Vancouver down to Memphis. Even though Vancouver and Toronto are cool places, but it's just going to be a detriment. They can't get players up there, and the players they get up there, they got to develop them like Kyle Lowry and hope to draft right like DeMar DeRozan. But, hey, it is what it is, man. Congratulations, Stanley Johnson. I thought it was a guy the Pistons potentially could bring back in for the cheap Toronto Raptors, swoop him up quick, fast, in a hurry. And, shout out to Kawhi Leonard for, making the NBA great again by going to the Clippers and not going to the Lakers, compete, making it another super team. So it's a lot of 2-on-2 parity in the NBA. It's like NBA Jams I said on my other channel. You got Kyrie and KD in Brooklyn. You see them next year, at least KD next year. You got LeBron and AD in the Lakers, and Paul George and Kawhi with the Clippers. And you got Dame and McCollum up there in Portland. Harden and CP3 still in Houston. So it's a good look for the NBA, man. I look forward to it next year, but I can't wait till the football season starts as well. Smarter City Sports Talk. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship. We gone.